Hello universe, this is Gypsy. Thank you for visiting my channel. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe. I love making new friends on YouTube. This is my Pan That Palette of the week. In this project, I do not expect to pan out the palette of the week. My hope is to have reach and touch on my palette collection while I am simultaneously working on a palette of the year that I am panning out. So these are the complementary palettes that I'm choosing each week to go with my Pan As Old As Time project from the Fantastic Ladies. That's a 1992 Avon palette that I'm enjoying, and I am using that every day, 7 days a week to get use out of it. The complementary palette that I chose last week was the palette that I put together out of singles. I depotted a bunch of smaller, some of them were duo and some of them were tri and some of them were quads. I depotted a ton of little palettes and made Z palettes. I think I purchased one Z palette. Some of these are not magnetic. I've had spaces in palettes that didn't get depotted that I've glued a few of those into just to kind of spread out all of these singles. So this is the palette that I've played with all week to complement the Pan As Old As Time. This is what I put together for that yearly project. I was not able to reach into every single color in here. Some of the colors are practically identical. These two are Revlon. This is slightly darker than that one. The one in the corner down here is a Revlon. It could be used as a blush. My Pan As Old As Time has two blushes in it. These are light creams. They're two different brands, but they're very similar products. This is a shimmery peach. I want to say it was a Revlon. These three are what I reached today. They're kind of a bluish gray. The light's probably showing them as a little green. I used those to set my eye primer this morning before I started reaching into my palette of the year. I picked up some the olive color. It was a combination in my Pan As Old As Time of scraping just a little bit of the green and a little bit of a brown and mixing them together. The brown had a frost to it. The green was a matte. It came out an olive, and that's what I've used for the V. I also used some brown to smoke it out. I used some black to set the cream eye pencil that I'm working on in Panning My Mental Health. So I'm using panning projects. This week's palette is the Tracy Crown Jewels Precious Metals Eyeshadow Palette. This palette is in a cardboard container. It is going to be very reflective when I open it. I'm using natural light from the window and a makeup mirror to give me a little bit more light for filming. And I'm just going to try to tilt it and bring it close so you can see there's some reflection on the cardboard. These are all, I believe they're all frosts. So let me see. I'm going to swatch the top row for you. I'm going to bring it out of camera. The cream, brown next to it. Oh, you're not going to probably be able to see those swatches. They're very light. and it's the opposite of how I did it. You can't see them. I'm going to try the second row to see. Maybe you can see those. These are very light, which is okay with what I'm working on because my pan is old as time, has dark colors. Some of those colors are showing. So I've done 6 so far, and I'm reaching in and going in this direction. I know you can't probably see them. They're very light. Probably going to have to be built up. Not really interested in colors. This last one showed up real well. You'll be able to see it. And that one is this color. So they're so light, it seems. But my pan as old as time has a buildable black, a brown matte that has a lot of color payoff, a turquoise that is a shimmer with a lot of color payoff, the remnants of a brown that's going to have to, a matte brown that's probably going to have to be repressed and recombined, probably with the green to get olive, because of volume. You need to have a little bit of volume to work with when they get repressed. What else is in that palette? Let me see. Black, green, brown, frost olive, a matte olive. They're dark colors, guys, and I end up either setting the eyeliner or smoking the corners with them. And it's almost like a smoky palette. So when I reach into my palette of the week to get reach and touch on my collection, I'm not mad if they're light colors like these. Even though these look like they should be dark, they came out light in the swatches. So hopefully I can build with those and have a little control with those. Maybe some crease colors. Maybe that'll work. So this is my palette of the week. My Tracy Crown Jewels Precious Metals eyeshadow palette. I've never touched it. I've never reached into it. I don't know if it's going to be powdery. I don't know if it's going to, it doesn't so far look powdery, and it doesn't just with these swatches, and it doesn't look like it's got a lot of color payoff. Some of these in this tin were very powdery. I realized that these 3 were definitely very powdery. And there was a lot of damage from depotting. I've tried to be really careful with it. I will say that this color down here, which came in a sample box, I believe, the Gypsy sample bag, I think it's an Ofra, I was able to wear that product on the lid with brown in the crease, and it was basically a 3-color look, which is a lighter color like this cream in the eyebrow. That was an easy look to wear just to run out the door to work. This, like I said, is what I created. It's in an old AOL tin. I didn't want to buy Z palettes knowing that they're going to get, these products are going to get used up and the little tins will eventually be thrown away. The little palettes that the eyeshadows are in are going to get thrown away, and then I'd have all these Z palettes that you pay a lot of money for. I just got magnets from Walmart and found some type of metal tins to make my own Z palettes so that when they're empty, it won't hurt my feelings to reuse them for another purpose for my arts and crafts and my sewing. It just seemed like it was less expense involved in DIY Z palettes and less waste of money later on down the road. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I will have another palette to pan in this project next week. I usually record these on Sundays, and I try to get them uploaded on Sundays. That's when I make the transition. That's when I shop my stash for the palette that I want to use for the week. My Panning My Mental Health project that went up yesterday has a lot of makeup empties in it this month. Came to the end of quite a few products, so if you enjoy panning, you might want to stop by and visit that video. It turned out real well. I'm pleased with the amount of progress I've made in that project. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing. I enjoy making new friends on YouTube and through the Fantastic Ladies of Facebook. Thank you for your support and your comments and helping me with so many different aspects of this makeup journey. Have a great week. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon.